if you have states like Florida and Texas and others who are not going to accept a CBDC, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
So I think we've passed the point of highest risk there on government policy. And you notice when China shut down effectively Bitcoin, now it's curious, they shut it down, but they didn't rule holding it illegal. They just said no one could ever buy it again, right? Yeah. I think a lot of them hold it, right? But when they shut down Bitcoin effectively, it went elsewhere. You can't shut it down. There's no no throat to choke.
In a recent interview with Cathie Wood on the Meet Kevin podcast, she explored Bitcoin's potential as a groundbreaking asset class and its future implications. Wood emphasized the significance of comprehending Bitcoin's underlying technology and its capacity to reshape the financial landscape. During their discussion, Bitcoin was trading around $63,000, reflecting a 2% increase over the past 24 hours and a 5% increase over the last 5 days. Currently, there are 19.7 million Bitcoins in circulation out of the maximum cap of 21 million. Cathie Wood also delved into recent market trends, discussing the influence of macroeconomic factors on the cryptocurrency sector. She elaborated on ARK's investment strategy in digital assets, underscoring their approach to navigating this evolving space.
Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
That's happening now. The Egyptian pound, many people don't know this, dropped 40% in March. Malay in Argentina, you have Nigeria, the Naira, down 50% in the last year. Think about it. Those people have their purchasing power and wealth in those currencies. They're thinking a little more carefully about, I need an insurance policy here.
Interesting.
And I was just in El Salvador, had the opportunity and privilege to meet President Bukele, who is centering his success now that he's gotten rid of the gangs effectively, and I can tell you I felt pretty safe there. So on Bitcoin and AI, he's really smart. If you're a leader and that economy is only $30 billion, NVIDIA is a $3.3 trillion company, right? Yeah. $30 billion country, harnessing two of the most important technologies out there, putting in place, and I went there with Art Laffer actually, who is now consulting with El Salvador and helping them. That's his giving back in this world. He feels very strongly about it. This will increase El Salvador's standing in the world. I think its economy could go up tenfold under Bukele's 5-year term, just because of those two technologies.
You're being built on trust and real innovation versus corruption.
Transparency and appreciation of reserves, some of which are in Bitcoin now, and not seeing a run on the bank. You have the appreciating currency, not the depreciating currency. Now they're already tied to the dollar, so I think the bet here is he's betting on a virtuous cycle. Why would you want to go back to that? Why?
Okay.
Why?
That's a good point.
And in terms of how are we going to break down,
government?
break the
Gavin Newsom
chokehold on I think young people are our hope, as they always are. I really do, and I think that's where we're seeing Bitcoin becoming an election year issue. And who would have thought? I mean, everybody thought by now we'd have a CBDC.
That's true.
Central bank digital currency, but that wasn't going to happen anyway. We live in Florida. Governor DeSantis, this is a states' rights issue. Governor DeSantis said, no way will we allow a CBDC into our state.
As Cathie Wood recently discussed Bitcoin's impact on the world and its appeal to institutional investors due to its monetary policy, let's explore her insights further. Wood underscores Bitcoin's potential as a global reserve currency and its function as a hedge against policy uncertainty, especially in emerging markets. She highlights the rising institutional interest in Bitcoin, attributing this to its rule-based system and the security of its blockchain network. Wood views Bitcoin as a transformative presence in the global economy, potentially reshaping perspectives on money and digital value transfer in the modern era. Now, let's hear Cathie Wood address a question from a young investor as she delves deeper into the topics of cryptocurrencies and stocks.
What do you think blockchain stocks and crypto?
What do I think of blockchain stocks and crypto generally? Well, we're very excited about crypto assets, so Bitcoin, Ether, Solana. Now, these are not stocks. When people are talking about crypto and stocks, they're either talking about the miners. We're not invested in the miners. We tend to stay away from highly cyclical, commoditized businesses. Now, they do have a data center play, but we still think it's a kind of a boom-bust world. So we're not there. Our derivative plays, well, there's one name that I'm not supposed to be selling our funds directly, but we're very proud that ARKB, our spot Bitcoin ETF, has done so well, and so many people are getting access to Bitcoin because we think it's a real monetary revolution. So we think that's important. You can play that in the stock market. Other companies like Coinbase and Square or Block, which owns Cash App, which is getting very creative with Bitcoin and the rest of the world especially, is interesting. Robinhood is now, it wants to become a digital wallet. So when we're looking, our choice is to look for those companies that are going to give us a digital wallet, because we're not going to have many digital wallets. It's a little bit like credit cards. We don't want too many credit cards. We think we're just at the beginning. Even though we got our first exposure to Bitcoin when it was $250 in 2015, now at $64,000, I think it is, 65,000. We think it has miles to go. Because we think it's a new monetary system, and many people are going to adopt it around the world because it's going to prevent inflation from taking away purchasing power and destroying wealth. Well, the interesting thing we learned about Bitcoin during the regional bank meltdown in 2023 is it became a risk-off asset. It was, people were saying, wait a minute, maybe I need this little insurance policy here because this banking thing's happening and maybe we're all going down again. So people are trying to dissect that. But you know, the regional banks kept going down. Bitcoin went up before the NASDAQ did, but just by days. Okay. But still, it was one of the first. It was one of the first to, and that was pretty soon after Sam Bankman-Fried went down.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So that was interesting. It really was wow, this is not just a risk-on asset. It could be a risk-off asset. It's an insurance policy against counterparty risk.
As we wrap up our discussion on Cathie Wood's interview on Meet Kevin's podcast, it's evident that she maintains an optimistic outlook on Bitcoin's future and its potential to disrupt traditional financial systems. Her insights offer valuable perspective for investors contemplating Bitcoin as a component of their portfolio strategy. We're interested in hearing your thoughts on a couple of questions. Does Bitcoin diminish government influence? If traditional currencies were to fail, could this scenario prompt governments to adopt Bitcoin? For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these two awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.